Hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay. So how was your day? Is it going good?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
good. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is your first session, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today, in today's session, we will be going through the week 1 content. Okay. We will be having a summary for the week 1. Okay. And in between, if you are having any doubts or something, just raise your hand. Okay. And I'll clear your doubt. Fine. Nobody will speak in between the thing. If I'm saying something, just don't speak in between. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
But if I'm asking you whether you understood or not, just say yes or no. Fine.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. So I'm sharing my screen right now. You're able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So shall we start now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you gone through the content? Like just asking you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And have you started with the activity questions and everything? Practice assignment?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So this is week 1 content of the statistics course. Okay. So what is statistics? What do you mean by statistics? Can anyone tell me?
You can say that it is the structuring of data and also the analysis of it.
Learning from data.
It's basic.
The art of learning from data.
Ma'am, actually, I'm late to this class. Can you tell me what is the agenda of today's class? How will you will cover this session?
Sorry, can you repeat?
I'm late for this class. So can you tell the agenda of today's class? What you will be doing?
Yeah, we just
in this
started the
class?
class. Okay. So basically here we are going to have a summary of the week 1. That's it.
Only week 1.
Yes.
And you will be taking all doubts also, no?
Yeah. If the doubts of what I have taught. That's it. Tomorrow you will be having a doubt session. In that you can ask the doubts of the activity questions or the practice assignment or anything. Fine?
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Okay then. Okay. So what is statistics then? Statistic is the,
Art of learning from the data.
yeah, in this, Shivansh. Okay, Shivansh, tell me. You raised your hand, right? Okay, so this is what is statistics? Statistic is basically we are learning from the data. Okay, now there are two types of statistics. What are the two types of statistics? First is
Descriptive statistics and
Descriptive
And
and
second is
inferential.
inferential.
descriptive and inferential. Okay,
Inferential.
okay. So what is the difference between descriptive and inferential?
Descriptive is about
Descriptive is about
making
calculating
summary,
the
and
data.
Just
inferential
one.
is
Okay,
about
Ashish, just say.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Descriptive is about the making summary only, and
yeah. We are just
this description. But
hmm,
the inferential is making conclusion from data, given
yeah. We
data.
are concluding some data. Okay. So descriptive is basically okay. If I'm having a data like this, you can see my data, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Let's consider this data. You're able to see it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if this is my data, and here is just the player's name, their jersey name, the matches they played, the rows, the runs, and everything. So here I'm just okay. If I'm doing a descriptive statistics, I would be just calculating their averages or the number of runs. That's it. That's a descriptive. I'm not concluding anything. Okay. So here I'm just calculating the averages. I'm calculating the batting average or I'm calculating the bowling average and everything. I'm just calculating some basic things. Okay. In that, from the average and everything, I'm not getting any conclusion about that the cricket player, right? So that's a descriptive statistics. Fine.
Yes.
Yes.
The basic
Ma'am,
things.
I
But
have
here,
a question.
hmm,
Ma'am, see, we are inferring some of the information. So if you're taking average and average again, we inferring what is the average value. So how come it's so this is bothering me. So of course, so there is a very thin line. So which one should I consider in descriptive, and which one I should not consider in descriptive?
see, descriptive basically, if you're not concluding any future things, you're
Yes.
not
Okay.
concluding anything, right? So if I'm taking this data, okay, and according to this data, I'm finding out which cricketer will play best in the upcoming game or something. If I'm concluding the futuristic thing, then it's an inferential statistics. Got it?
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
Yes.
ma'am.
I'm concluding something. Like not the basic things. Like I'm not calculating their mean or mode or median. No, I'm what I'm doing, I am concluding about that person, about the futuristic thing, whether he will be play. Okay, so if you like in the cricket matches and everything, like when they start, like they have matches, they start the play and all. So there is a team in which they like they conclude, okay, this team will score highest or this team will win before the match, right? They do something, correct? Do they? Like
Yes,
there is
they
some
do.
statistic
Yes,
scores or
yes,
something they calculate,
yes.
right?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that's an inferential statistics. We are concluding it. So like
So,
on the basis of the data, okay, they would be having these kind of data. Okay, this is my data that they are having. So on the basis of this data of each of the players, they're concluding whether that team will win that match or not, right? So we are inferring, we are concluding the data. Something we are having some conclusions, right? So that's an inferential statistics. Got it?
We can say that the inferential statistics is about the predicting some data.
We can say that we are predicting, we are concluding, we are uh, we are having some answers about the questions that we
Yes.
have in our mind, right?
Yes.
So that's an inferential statistics. Descriptive
Or
is basic. What's the average? What's the mean? What's the mode? Median? That's it. We are not concluding. Okay, from the mean or from the mode, are you concluding anything? Nothing, right? Are you?
no.
No,
ma'am,
right?
I have one more question. So,
Hmm.
is it like if we take variation and standard deviation,
Hmm.
so is it inferential or is it descriptive?
Standard deviation or variation. It depends
Yes.
upon what type of data, like
Say
what's the scenario?
I have marks for 100 student uh, from 10 standard,
Hmm.
and then I have so There, and then in this data set, I'm trying to infer things, right? Which student has got like how many students have got average marks, and like if it is varying, if the marks are varying, so who is at the bottom and who is at the top. So of course I am inferring these things.
See, okay. Okay, there is one thing in inferential statistics. If you are, let's say, inferring something about the population based on the sample. Okay, so like there is one population. Like the principal wants to know the what do you call that? The performance of the 10th class, right? So there are many students are there, right? So she will be taking some sample. So from that sample, she is concluding something about the population. Then that is an inferential statistics.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
So
when
that's
we
there.
take some sample and we analyze that, and after we predicting or infer the information about population, then it is called inferential.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Huh?
There was this question from practice assignment, question number 15. Ma'am, may I read it? It is on the same topic that you're teaching now.
Okay, just a second. I'm coming to that.
Ji.
Like have you understood the concept of descriptive and inferential? Just asking that.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, there are many people who
Yes.
have raised their hands. So there are who all have raised their hands. Can you speak one by one if you are having any doubts?
Ma'am, have a doubt.
Yeah.
Ma'am, can all inferential statistics be necessary within a descriptive statistics?
Can all inferential what?
Can all inferential statistics necessary be in descriptive statistics?
Be in descriptive statistics.
No, it is necessary to be in descriptive statistics.
I think so, yeah, because yes, I guess so. Yeah, it should be a descriptive statistics because
Excuse me, ma'am, your voice is not clear. Ma'am, please try to.
my voice is not clear.
Yeah, ma'am.
What about others?
Yes, ma'am.
Audible, it is audible.
Everything is open.
Clear, ma'am.
Ma'am, it's
Yes,
fine.
ma'am, audible, ma'am.
Now it's
Sometimes go on slow.
okay. Now it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
much better.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Much
Yes,
better.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Varun, about that question, I'll just come back to that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And what about others? Like, how many are there?
Ma'am,
Anybody
means
else?
descriptive statistics means we are summarizing something. We can say that.
Yeah, we are summarizing. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the average. This is the mode. This is the person who had got the highest marks. That's it. Like we are just summarizing it. But in inferential, we are concluding. We are predicting something.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Understood? Okay. So yeah, there was one person who was having some doubts in practice assignment. What was that?
Ma'am, there was this question number 15.
Hmm.
May I read it or chat में डाल दूं?
Can you just read it?
Okay. In a general election that happened in Guntur, 100% of the registered voters in the constituency participated in the election. The winner is decided to be independent candidate Sudhakar, as he got nearly 60% of the votes. What kind of statistical analysis can be done using this data, inferential or descriptive?
What do you think?
Ma'am, basically, I think we are predicting the uh, winner of the voter. So, ma'am, it must be inferential, no?
Hmm.
But ma'am, answer is descriptive, I guess.
Answer is descriptive.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. It's descriptive.
Answer is descriptive.
Okay, let me just check the question. Practice assignment.
Practice assignment one. Practice
Check
assignment 1.1, question number 15.
Hello.
Okay.
Please check the question again, once again. I think I wrote, I also solved this. It is giving the result, not inferring. So it is descriptive. It is telling the result, not inferring from the data.
Yeah, we are not
The
making
result
any
is
future
already
prediction, right?
Yeah,
Ma'am, this can be right.
Hello, ma'am.
If we were making any future
Just a
prediction,
second.
then
I'm
it
just
should be.
reading the question once again. Just give me a minute. This is just descriptive. You are not calculating any futuristic thing, right? It's just
Yes,
that
ma'am. I
what
also
was,
agree with you because
yeah. Sorry, I could not get your question at that time. So, okay. So basically what we are doing, we have 100% of the registered voters. Okay. And
Yes.
from that, we are calculating like, okay, if 2% are having like they are opposing each other, okay, and there are the people voted both of them, okay, so we have to know like which person has like is the winner, right? So what we will do, we will just count the number of votes. That's it. We are not doing anything. We are not having any table. We are not having any data or something, and then we are concluding something. Okay, it has already happened. We just have to count the number of votes. So it's just a descriptive statistics, right?
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Got my
Hello, ma'am.
point? Yes.
Hello, ma'am. I do also have a question in practice assignment 1.2, seventh question.
Okay, if I start to clear all your doubts here only, then the summary part would be left behind. Okay, so this is the last question. I won't be clearing any doubts for the practice assignment and everything hereafter.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay? Yeah, so this is the last question. Okay, what is the scale of measurement for the amount of money you have?
Not that, ma'am. 1.2. Practice assignment 1.2.
1.2.
Question
Seventh
number?
question. 7.
Okay, let's come back to that. Okay, that's a variable and case that I will come back when I start to teach that thing. Okay,
Okay,
is
ma'am.
it fine? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So now descriptive and inferential are is clear to everyone? Yes or no?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
yeah. Okay. Now in inferential, I told you about population and sample. Correct?
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you mean by population and sample? Can you guys give me some real life example or something about population and sample?
Like the
People in
growing.
the world. IIT
If you take a whole set, that is population, and
Okay.
if you
Ma'am,
take a subset
exact
of
code.
Just a second. Just a second.
Take all the
Rohit.
members
Okay.
in India.
Okay, Rohit. Can you just give me an example?
World's population versus India's population.
World's population versus India's population. So what is okay? What is the population and what is the sample here?
World's population is a population and sample is India's population.
Like drawing of the particular.
Irfan, can you mute yourself?
There is an issue with
My
internet, I
voice
think.
not clear.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
I'm sorry, Irfan. Okay, Irfan, have you muted yourself? Fine. Okay.
Ma'am,
Okay, so population and sample. So population, what is the population basically? Population is basically, okay, if
the
I'm having,
total,
sorry,
ma'am, the total
Set of all the elements which
Sample is a set of the subset of population.
yeah, if I'm having whole population, okay, this is my population of, let's say this is the population of Haryana. Okay. Okay. Now I need, and I'm taking one subset here, like I'm taking one sample from here. Okay. This is my sample. I'm taking some population from, let's say, this is the Gurgaon. Okay. This is some one sample. Okay, so what is Haryana? Haryana is basically my population. Okay, and Gurgaon is basically my sample. I'm taking some subset of the population. So sample is basically my subset. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
That is the difference between population and sample. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, one doubt. The professor told us samples should be randomized.
Sample should be randomized.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it
Usha
should
ma'am
be
told us. Ma'am.
randomized. Yeah, it can be randomized.
Ma'am,
I'm just telling you
No,
one
ma'am, it should be
simple
random.
general example. What do you mean by population and what do you mean by sample? That's it. It's a
excuse
general
me, ma'am.
example. Okay.
Ma'am, the population
Ma'am, what is
actually refers
sample
to the entire group
represented, ma'am?
which we are looking for interest in studying, ma'am. Population is like entire group you are interested in studying, ma'am, and sample is the subset of that population selected for analysis.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
correct.
I have a doubt. Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Ma'am,
Yes.
what is
What is
sample?
the qualification of that
Just a
subset
second,
to
just a
become a
second, just
sample?
a second, Shah. Pratika, you want to say something? Just
Ma'am, what is sample representative, ma'am?
what is sample representing? Sample is basically okay. So what is sample? Sample is basically the subset, right? So we are
Subset.
taking from the we are taking subset from the population, right? So it is representing my population only.
Okay,
Got
ma'am.
it? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Now you tell your doubt.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, I have a doubt. Like,
Yeah.
what is the qualification of a subset of a population to become a sample? Like, there should be something different. Like, all the subsets of population can't be considered as sample. So, what is the qualification for a subset of population to become a
See,
sample?
if you're okay, so the thing is, we are taking out sample. Why? Because we have to study the population, correct? So if you're taking out a sample, it should correctly represent my population. Sorry, Ashish, you said something?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So what I was saying, like if you're taking out a sample, it should basically represent my population, right? Because what the thing is, what you are doing in inferential statistics, you are basically concluding something, right? You are basically concluding about the population. So you can't calculate any like you can't do any calculation or anything on the population, on the whole population, right? It will be very hectic. So for that reason, what we do, we take out sample. So that sample that you are taking out, it should clearly represent my population so that with that sample only, I can very well conclude about the population. Got my point?
Ma'am, that's my question. How to take out the sample? Because, for example, I'm giving you example. If I want to see average package of every person graduating from an IIT, so
Okay.
I can't see whole pupils. Like I can't examine whole pupils. So I have to take a sample. But what's the process to take a sample so that my data is accurate? Like for example, some people, for example, if you went to a class and see that one person got the package of 4 crore and one got nothing, but the average is also, but the if you take the average, it is 2 crores. So how do we take the samples so that my data is fairly accurate? So I want to
See,
know
for the
how we
sample,
can.
We don't have an answer of that because the more you sample will take, the accurate you will get the answer.
you should take a sample which represent your population
That's
accurately and properly,
yeah. So this is what I
and
want.
it's
How can
your
I
own
ensure
interest.
that my sample is representing my population correctly?
See
How
that
do I ensure that?
that can never like in the sense, okay, in real life scenario and all, uh, some of the other things, like there are some things that the sample may not be representing the population, or it depends upon the let's say if my example is, let's say my population is all the 10th grade students in the school. Okay, so I have to like collect, like let's say there are 300 students in that 10th grade. Okay, now I have to collect the test scores of each and every one of them, right? So what I would be doing, I would be making, like I would be taking a sample of 50 students at random. I would be taking out random students from the 300. Okay, then I would be analyzing their test scores, right? So I am just taking out random students from the 300 students. That is my sample. So my random, that 50 students is just representing my population. I'm just taking out randomly. But in future, like not now, but like in, like if you study more about like population and sample, there are different kinds of ways to collect a sample. There are let's say randomized sampling is there. Then we have um, CRD is there. So there are many processes by which you can collect a sample, right? There are many ways. So now I think there is, this thing is not in your content and all. So you don't have to worry about that. Just is that the population, you should know what is the population and a sample. So if you're worrying
Hello,
about
ma'am.
how to,
Hello, ma'am.
hello,
Ma'am, in one of the questions, it was given that the sample should be selected at randomly.
So you should take
And
a random sample. It should not be a biased one. It should be an unbiased one, right? So that's a randomized sampling. Then we
Excuse
have
me, ma'am.
controlled randomized
ma'am, you're
design.
saying
There
that
are
we can
many.
take sample. Ma'am, you're saying that we can take sample that are not random also. So in
So that would be not a good sample that you are collecting. Okay, so there are two types of samples. The sample which is correctly randomized and all, that's a good sample. And the other sample is that like you are not like you are doing an like a biased thing. Like according to you only you are taking the sample, and from that sample you are concluding something. So that is not a good sample. Okay, so there can
okay,
be
ma'am.
sample like that. Yeah.
Ma'am,
So
I
it's
have a
not.
small doubt. Can I?
Ma'am,
Sorry.
it's like the
Ma'am, I have a small doubt. Can I ask?
Yes.
Ma'am, I have a doubt. Yes, I tell you the example. Ma'am, considering over 40 students in a class, I want to know how many students are scoring how much marks in mathematics. So I'm just randomly, it's not randomly, I'm just start picking first three rank holders of the class and just get to know they usually take 80% in maths. It is inferential statistics or descriptive statistics. Ma'am, just considering about first toppers.
That's
Hello?
so you're just calculating the.
Ma'am, I want to calculate the average max marks, ma'am. Means how many percentage the max marks the students are taking in a class. So I'm just taking a
You're
sample
just
of first
calculating the
three
average, right?
toppers. Ma'am?
You're calculating the average. That's it, right?
Yes, ma'am. For that, I'm
it
taking
can
a
be
sample of first three
Uh,
students, ma'am.
Ma'am, it
Toppers.
would be, ma'am, it will be a descriptive statistics, ma'am, in that case.
Correct. Yeah.
No, ma'am, a small doubt. Descriptive statistics means taking the summary. But here we just taken only first three toppers.
That
And
is
you're
also count as
considering.
a, that is also count as a descriptive status because you are taking those things under consideration.
Yes, one minute. Let me clear you. Because
Ma'am, but
we
the
are taking the
sample is not good now.
yes, it's inferential statistics because with consideration of first three toppers, we are relating.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, I want to share one thing. Ma'am, can you please first summarize all the topics and then take doubts because it's half an hour and it will continue like this when we'll ask
Okay, fine.
same doubts again and again. So in last, we will take the doubts. First, please summarize all the topic.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, please,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
I agree with that.
Okay,
Yes,
fine.
ma'am.
Let's continue with this thing. Okay, so you understood about the population and sample?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Then we have
Hello.
the structured and unstructured. Okay, now I won't be taking any doubts. Okay, at last I would be taking the doubts and all. Okay, if
I
you
have just one
understood
doubt
the topic,
related to
say
syllabus.
yes or no. That's it. Fine.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. It's fine.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we have structured and unstructured data. What do you mean by structured and unstructured data?
which is
Ma'am,
organized.
data is organized
The data
organized
which
and
is organized versus the data which is not organized, those data is the
Correct.
unstructured
So
data.
basically, if you see here, this is my data, which is structured data. We
structured
have
data.
organized the data. Okay.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
if you look at
Yes, ma'am.
this table also, this is my organized data. Okay. Now,
Organized
if I
structure.
had a data, let's say I have a name like Anjali. Okay. Now, let's say like she is female, then ICSC, then we have the marks like 394, then it's like the number and all. So this is like this, the different names. I have the same thing and all. So this is basically what? This is my unstructured data. Okay,
data.
it's not in a tabular form, it's not structured. Like we can't summarize anything, we can't conclude anything, we can't do any statistics on that, right? So this is basically my unstructured data, and this is my structured data, right? So we have the
Yes.
columns, we have rows, so we have structured and unstructured data. Got it?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Now, we have
Yes,
to talk
ma'am.
variable and cases. What do you mean by variable and cases?
Ma'am,
Variable
name,
which
gender,
which is vary on
name,
the
gender, date of birth,
Serial number, name,
plus
gender, date of birth, marks and stars,
variables.
rows are all the
Fine,
variables.
fine,
Anjali,
okay, fine. So, what is a variable? Variable is basically the
Names,
column
marks.
which varies.
Which
Okay,
varies. Yeah.
which varies.
Yes, ma'am.
So, if you see the marks here, the marks are varying, right? The marks in the class, they are varying, right? So, this is basically the mobile numbers, the boards, the date of birth, the gender, right? So, all of them are varying. So, this is basically my variables.
Variables.
Okay, the columns are basically my variables. And what is my case? So for each cases are basically my row. So for each
Row.
case, so my case is Anjali. For each case, I'm having different variables.
Variables.
Okay, got it?
Yeah.
So just
Okay.
remember that variables are basically my columns and cases are basically my
Rows.
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 So what
Rows.
is unit?
One important thing. Yes.
Ma'am.
What is unit?
What is unit? Okay. So
Ma'am.
mm,
Hello.
hello.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you please explain case again?
Ma'am, one doubt related case, ma'am.
Okay. What is the doubt?
Ma'am, in a single row, can there be two cases or there will always be one case only?
Two cases? How two cases?
Ma'am, is this possible or in a row there will only be one case only?
There only be one case only, right? How can you have two cases? Like, can you give me an example? I'm not.
Ma'am, for example, there was one question that fertilizer related question. So, urea and manure one question. So, ma'am, in this inorganic, organic, this was something like
No,
that.
inorganic. I have seen this. Inorganic and inorganic. These are variable in that question.
It was in separate variables.
Okay. So basically, what is my case? Case is basically the like you can say a unit, okay, from which I'm collecting a data.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is my unit. So in this example, I am collecting a data of Anjali. Pradeep is another case from which I am collecting my data. Varsha is my another case from which I am collecting my data. So these are my cases. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. There is a question.
What the variables are same, ma'am, in the
So that is not a variable. Okay, let's suppose I'm giving you an example. Okay, these are the name of the employee name, like Anjali, Pradeep, okay, these are the names and these are their salaries. Okay, so basically, just a second. These are my salaries, like 30,000. This is from one department. Okay, these are the people from one department, and
Yes, ma'am.
let's say, okay, so these are my two tables. Okay, so basically, this is my case, right? Anjali, I am collecting data of the salaries of the employees. Okay. So Anjali, so I'm collecting data of Anjali, then I'm collecting data of Pradeep, I'm collecting data of Swati, right? So these are my cases. Now, what are variables? Variables, the thing is, variables are that varies. Just remember this thing. So if you see the salary thing, are this thing varying? Is this thing varying?
No, ma'am.
No.
No,
So
ma'am.
this is not a
No, ma'am.
variable.
Not variable.
Got my point?
Yeah,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Good. Yeah.
Cases
So
और observation same होते हैं मैम.
मैम एक बारी केस दोबारा से वो बता दो.
Ma'am,
देखो,
cases are those things which are analyzed.
And what is that called, ma'am?
So in
sorry.
this case, what is salaries, ma'am?
Again, repeat.
Okay.
Name salaries are variables, and Anjali Pradeep's are case.
Case
But in
is
this case, salary is
each
not
row
varying, na.
about
So what we
Salary
are
is
saying
not
that
is, I
salary.
think, is
Okay,
a
fine.
constant.
Just okay. Listen to me. Okay, listen to me. Okay. The thing is, I am giving you a duty. Okay. You have to let's say you have to take a data from the 10th class. Okay, 10th class section C. So you are taking out a data about the people, about the students of that, how many marks they got from their gen like are they from which category they are from, their religion and everything, right? You're collecting that data. Fine. Like this, in this data, you're collecting, like these are the students in that class. I'm collecting their name, I'm collecting their gender, date of birth, marks, their board, and everything. Okay, this
Yes,
is
ma'am.
from the 10th class, this is from the 12th
Ma'am,
class.
can I ask
I'm
one doubt
having
here?
this data. Just a second, just
Ma'am,
let me complete. Just a second, Joy. Just a second. Okay, so I'm having this data. So the thing is basically, when you're going to collect that data, you're going person to person, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Person to person.
Yes,
So I
ma'am.
went to Anjali, I collected her data. So this is my case one. She is my case one.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
collected her data. Then I went to the different student, the Pradeep, the second person. That is my case two. I collected his data. So this is my data, right? So basically, this row, this Anjali, this Pradeep, this is my third case, this is my fourth case, this is my fifth, this is sixth, seventh, and eighth. Now you understood what is a case?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Got
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am. I have a
Yes,
What
doubt.
ma'am.
is a variable?
ma'am,
Variable is
Ma'am,
basically
पहली ICSC is a case or variable?
Variable.
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 His names are variable.
the names are variable.
Name?
These are my case. This
Yes,
thing.
ma'am. Name variable, number case.
No. When we
about the whole section of names.
name
Ma'am,
is here
case or observation
variable,
are
but
same.
each row which we are studying about that those
That
are
is the case.
case.
Number.
So this
ma'am,
particular row
Yes.
that we are talking about is basically my case. This particular row is basically my
Hello,
case.
ma'am.
This particular row is basically my
excuse me,
another
ma'am.
case, and like that. Fine.
So, ma'am,
Yes,
every
ma'am.
element in that
Excuse me,
row
ma'am.
is our case only, no? Like if a question shows there is a mobile number and equal to variable, and there is a number is given. There is a number is given and show that
Generally, the names
it
are
is a
variables,
case.
but when
So
we
it is right or wrong?
consider about the particular name, that it would be considered as case.
Case or observation.
Name can repeat all.
Ma'am, actually, I'm telling all the data make a case, and name is variable, gender is a variable, and date of birth is a variable, and the serial matlab number
Number
one,
case.
Anjali, female,
And
date of
names will
birth,
not
all
be
make a
variable
case.
because two names can repeat. Two persons can have same name. Number case.
There are total
It's a
9
simple
number of
thing.
cases, ma'am.
Just listen.
Wait a minute,
Just
wait a
There is
minute.
total
Ma'am,
9
in
number
The
of
thing
general,
Can
is,
cases.
you?
ma'am,
case
I got
is
a question.
Just
Ma'am,
observation,
the
these are
serial
unique.
number 1, 2, 3,
everyone,
this will
just
be the
listen
case.
to me. Just a second. It's a simple thing. Case is basically each row that I'm representing. Okay.
Yes,
This is my case.
that is clear.
There is no doubt in that. Okay. And variable
Yes,
is
ma'am. Yes,
basically
sir.
my column. This gender, this date of birth, the marks and everything, they are variable. Why? Because it's varying.
Yes,
That's it.
ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay,
Ma'am, I
ma'am,
just
we
wanted
No
to
doubt
ask
understood.
in
one
that.
thing.
Another thing I just wanted
And
to
ma'am,
is,
case is
ma'am, case should be, ma'am, unique, ma'am, in nature, ma'am.
Yeah, it should be unique in nature. So Anjali, this is a unique person. Pradeep is a unique person. This row is a unique thing. This row is unique, and this row is unique.
Yes,
So these
ma'am.
are my
Excuse me,
cases.
ma'am.
Ma'am, if your data
Ma'am,
contains
Ma'am,
two Anjali,
in this
ma'am,
data
please tell an
set,
example of a case.
Just a
Just
second.
mine.
Joy. Yeah, Joy, you continue.
yeah,
Ma'am,
ma'am,
please tell an
could you
example of
show
a
the
case.
previous data set?
What
Like
data
the
Could you
very
please
show
tell
the
ma'am,
a
previous data set?
example of case.
Means use
Excuse me,
differential for
ma'am.
variable and
Just
differential for
yeah,
a very
just a second. One by one. I
case.
asked Joel for the thing. Nobody will speak in between. Understood?
Could you show the data set, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, in this data set, if I were to convert it in order to attend towards the, let's say, the members of a particular group. Let's say there are four groups, and each of those four groups will have four members. So in that serial number section, that column, it will be that group number, and then the first four will be one, and then in each of that column, it will be like in each of that row, it will be Anjali, Pradeep, Varsha, Divya. So in this case, what will be the case and the variable?
So that one particular group would be my one case. In that particular case, I'm having variables like Anjali, Pradeep, and Varsha. Something kind of. You're telling me that?
Yeah, like in group one and group number one, and then
So that is my
next to
one
that it
case.
will
That
be.
is my first case. Group one, then group two.
Can be also based on the what you are naming the that column, groups or particular students name.
Okay. So the thing is, when you try to do the questions, then you will understand more about cases and variables. With that, have you understood the general thing about variable and case? Have you guys understood?
Ma'am,
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. Now
Continue.
we
ma'am,
have
can we do
continue
one
further.
thing? You,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am,
Yes,
can
ma'am.
we do one thing? You
Why
mute
just
all the
continuing?
participants and then take the doubts in the last. You yourself mute all the participants.
Okay. So when I ask you about if you
Please mute
understood
all the
everyone,
participants
just
and
give me a
continue.
thumbs up. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, just one doubt.
Yes,
In
ma'am.
the data set you showed the
Yes,
names
ma'am.
Anjali, Varsha, those will be the cases, or each serial number will be the case?
Sorry.
Now, in the data set you had shown the names Anjali, Varsha, those names will be the cases, or the serial number 1, 2, that will be the cases.
Each row would be my case.
Yes, within each row will be the name will be the cases, or the serial numbers will be the cases, because serial number is very unique and it is at the beginning
Whole
of the
row
row.
will be the
Name.
case. Whole
Okay,
row will
okay.
be.
Okay, when we will do the questions, then I will clear your doubts. Okay. Now I will be muting everyone and I will be continuing with the summary. At last, I would be unmuting everyone. Understood? And in
Yes,
between,
ma'am.
I'm
Please do
asking,
this. Anyway.
yeah. So if in between I'm asking you, just give me a thumbs up or a reaction, something so that you understood. Got it?
Okay,
Yeah,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay, ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
Got it.
ma'am. Ma'am.
Okay, fine. So this is my variable and case. So the thing is, in variable and cases, one point is that my cases should be unique. Okay. So this is my case. So in the case, one important thing is my cases should be unique. So in this example, if we see, I have unique characters like Anjali, I have Pradeep, I have Varsha. These are my unique characters. Okay. So these are my cases because they are all unique, right? And variable is that varies. Okay. And the thing is, in the variable thing, I should have same units. Okay, so what do you mean by units? If I say, if I'm having a table here, let's say, in this table, if I add one more row as the weight, okay, and my weight should be in kilogram only. So all my units should be in kilogram, right? So, or if I, okay, so one more thing, okay, so let's say if I'm having this Anjali, okay, in this only I'm adding one row as, let's say age. Okay, and that should be in years. So I'm having 24 years, I'm having 25 years. Let's say, suppose this is kind of, I'm saying like 23 months, 42 days, something like that. I just wrote it like that. So the thing is, in variable, in one column, my units should be same. So this is 24 years, this is 25 years, something like that. So this should be in years only. That is, it should be in 25 years or something like that, not in this form. So in the variable thing also, I should, if there are units, okay, it should be in the same unit. Got it? Just in the text or write something, yes or no. Okay, fine. Okay, so this is the case for variable and cases. Just remember, the case are units, it should be unique. Variable, they are varies, and it should have same unit. That's it. Fine. And and each variable. So here my age is what? A variable. So each variable should have their own column, and each variable, each observation must have its own row. So my Anjali is one observation. This is my one case. So my each case should have one each row. That's it. That's a variable and a case. Got it? Good. Okay then. Then comes okay. Now we had structured data and we have unstructured data, right? And in that data, okay, if you see here in this, I'm having some data like female, I'm having male, then we have some numbers, then we have some categorical. So we have in names are there, some numbers are there. So in particular, in a data, we are having two kinds of data. Okay, so the first thing is I'm having categorical data and the other is numerical data. Okay, so what is the categorical data? Categorical is data basically, which is a qualitative thing. Okay, so if you see in this table, this gender, this is my categorical data, right? This board, ICSE, CBSE, these are my categorical data, basically, which is representing my qualitative variables. Okay, now what is a numerical? Numerical is basically my quantitative, or you can say, which is showing the numbers. And the thing is, in numerical data, we can do arithmetic operations, right? We can do addition, we can do subtraction, multiplication, and division. If we can do all these arithmetic operations, then we say that it is a numerical data. But can you do any arithmetic operation in categorical data? No. So just remember that if you can do arithmetic operations, that is a numerical data. And if you can't do anything, that's a categorical data. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let me give you an example here. If you see this data in this, okay, this jersey number 10, 18, 7, you see that it's a number. Okay, but can I ask you whether this is a numerical data or a categorical data? Can you tell me what it is? Whether it's a categorical or a numerical? Can you do any arithmetic operation in that? No, right? What is a jersey number? It is basically what it is, just representing the players, right? It's the 10th player, this is the 18th, this is 7th, and all. That's it. They're just representing. So this is a qualitative, right? So basically, my jersey number is what? A categorical data, right? Now here you see 18426, like these are my runs. So this is basically what you can do arithmetic operations in that. So this is basically my numerical data, right? Batting average, the highest score, the wickets, the bowling average, the best bowling, and everything. These are my numerical data because we can do arithmetic operations. This is like it is showing me the quantitative. Fine. So just remember what's the difference between the categorical and numerical. If you can do arithmetic operation, that's a numerical data. If you can't do if you can't do arithmetic operation, that is a categorical data. Okay. You should not confuse like if it's there are numbers, that's a numerical. You should not confuse with that. Okay. You should see what it is representing. Then only you have to categorize it, whether it's a categorical or a numerical. Understood? Yes or no? Not understood? Clear? Okay, fine. Okay. Now, and now the other thing is we have time series and cross-sectional data. Okay. So what is the time series data and what is the cross-sectional data? Okay, let me give you an example. Okay. So my the thing is I am collecting monthly sales revenue of a company from January to December 2024. Okay. Now the other thing is I am collecting sales revenue of different companies in January 2025. Okay. So time series data is basically what? It is the data that tracks the subject over time. Over time. That is my time series data. So basically, if you see here, my monthly sales revenue of a company from January to December. So I'm what is my subject here? My subject is monthly sales revenue here. Okay. And I'm collecting the data over a time. That is from January to December of 2024. Right. So this is basically what my time series data. Right. Because there is only one subject. And for that one subject, I'm collecting the data for over a period of time. So that is my time series data. Fine. Now, in this, what is the cross-sectional data? We are having, in this, we are having multiple subject. Okay. We are having multiple subject at a single point of time. Fine. So in the second example, if you see, I'm collecting the sales revenue of different companies. So what I'm having different companies, I'm having different subject. And at a single point of time. So that means I'm collecting the sales revenue of different companies for January 2025. That is, this is my for single point of time, and these are my different subjects. So this is my cross-sectional data. Got it? Got the difference between the time series and the cross-sectional data? Good. Now, the last thing. We have scales of measurement. Okay. So in scales of measurement, what is a scale of measurement? There are 4 types of scales of measurement. So the first is nominal scale. Okay. So basically, what do you mean by nominal scale? Nominal scale is basically, you can say it by labels, okay, names, something like there is no order, there is nothing. It's just the names. So if you see in that the above example, Anjali, Pradeep, Swati, these are my labels, right? These are my names. So this is basically what? These are my nominal scale of measurement, which is representing just a simple thing, the labels, names, or the mm, like it is basically to identify the characteristics of that observation. Okay, we can say the gender or the blood group, female or male. That so we are like it's just representing that observation. So that is my nominal scale. Okay. Now, the second thing is we have ordinal scale. What is my ordinal scale? It is basically what? Like it is representing label names and everything, but it has some order. Okay. So we are having, let's say I'm having bad, good, and average. These are basically my labels, right? But these names have some order in it. So first of all, bad is very bad. Then we can have average. Then we have good, right? So this is basically in order. That there is some order in that. So that's an ordinal scale of measurement. Okay, just a second. Okay, so this is my ordinal scale. Ordinal scale is basically what scale in which we can order the things. We can rank the things. Fine. Now we have third case, which is interval scale. Okay. So what is an interval scale? Interval scale is basically like, let's say it has an order, but the interval, like it is represented in fixed units. The interval between the numbers. Let's say let's take the temperature. Okay, we have 10 degrees, we have 20, we have 30, we have 40. So the difference between 10 and 20 is 10. The difference between 20 and 30 is 10. 30 and 40 is 10. So we are representing this like it has some fixed units, fixed interval is there, right? So this is my interval scale. Okay, and the most important thing is that it has no absolute zero. Okay, what do you mean by no absolute zero? No absolute zero means if I say like let's take the Celsius example. Okay, so if I'm taking the temperature as 0 degrees Celsius, it doesn't mean that there is no temperature. It means it is the lowest point, freezing point. Right? So the thing is no absolute zero is it states that the zero does not mean there is nothing. It doesn't represent the absence of the thing. It represents something. So in this Celsius, 0 degrees Celsius, it represents something that it is representing my lowest freezing point. Okay, so that's the no absolute zero. Fine. Now we have the last, which is the ratio scale. Okay, so what is the ratio scale? Ratio scale is basically, let's say, yeah, let's take an example of let's say the marks. Okay, so I'm saying that my marks is like twice of my friends, right? So I can let's say like the ratio between the two students, like student A and student B. So student A got 20 marks and student B got 40 marks. So I can say that this B student got twice the marks of student A. So what can I do? The ratios of the two, the A ratio B, right? It is meaningful. in this interval scale, can you just say that the temperature, okay, the temperature inside my room is 20 and the temperature outside my room is 40. Can I say that the temperature outside the room is twice the temperature inside my room? No, right? We can't say that. We can say the difference between the temperature outside the room and inside the room is 20. I can say that thing. That makes sense, right? So that's why in interval scale, the ratio is not meaningful. But in ratio scale, the ratios are meaningful, right? We can say that the students, the student B score is twice the student A score. So that is just like it makes sense. So ratio scale is basically the ratios are meaningful, and the thing is we have absolute zero as well. Okay, if the student mark is zero, that means zero means zero. That's it. There is nothing. Like he didn't apply, write the exam or anything. Like it makes sense. So zero is nothing. That's it. So that's an absolute zero. Okay. No absolute zero means my like if I'm representing something with zero, that doesn't mean zero is nothing. No, it means something. In this absolute zero, we mean some absence of the quantity. Okay. Now, this interval scale and ratio scale is basically comes under numerical thing. These are for numerical data. And my ordinal and nominal scale is basically my categorical data. Okay. So these are the things that are in week 1. That's it. So what all were there? First, we had, so what is the statistics? In statistics, we have two kinds, descriptive and inferential. In descriptive, what we are finding out, we are just finding out the basic things, the average, the mean, the median, the mode, or something like that. Then we have inferential statistics. In inferential, we are concluding something, we are predicting something. Okay. So now in inferential statistics, what we are doing, we are predicting about the population based on the sample that we have taken, right? So what is the population? Population is basically the whole thing. Okay. So the thing is, if I want to conclude something about the 10th grade students in a particular school, and in that 10th grade, there are in total 300 students. So if I want to conclude something, I would be taking out 50 students in that. So the 50 students is basically my sample. Okay. Now, we have, like, if we have collected the data, okay, so now if we are collecting the data, we should know whether it is structured or unstructured data. So what is the structured data? Structured is data are the data in this form, like we have rows, we have columns, like they are separated like in tabular form and everything, so that it is easy for us to calculate or do operations in that. And unstructured is data. What are unstructured data? In which they are not in an organized form. Fine. Now, in the data also, we have variable and cases. What is a variable? Variable is basically the particular unit, like particular unit from about which we are concluding something, or we are taking the observation. Okay. And the thing is, the case should be unique. Okay. Now there is a variable. What is a variable? Variable is basically that varies. So in particular, the salary, the age and everything. In this salary, it is not varying. So this is not a variable. But the age, it's varying. 24 years, 25 years, 25 years. So it is varying. So that is a variable. And one particular thing, the variable should be in same units. The whole column should be in same unit. It should not be in different units. Okay. Now, in the data, we have two kinds of things. We have categorical data, we have numerical data. What is the categorical data? Categorical data is the data which is qualitative in nature. Okay. We infer something that's a qualitative, like the names, the weight, the gender and everything. That's a qualitative. We are not like, it's not in numbers. What is the numerical data? Numerical is basically quantitative, and we can do arithmetic operations in that. Okay. So that's the difference between categorical and numerical. Now we have the data that we are collecting. It can be a time series data or a cross-sectional data. What is the time series data? The data which tracks the subject over time. Okay, so if I'm calculating the if I'm taking the data of monthly sales revenue of a company, so there is only one subject, but I'm collecting over a time that is from January to December 2024. So this is my time and this is my one subject. So this is the time series data. And we have a cross-sectional data in which I'm having multiple subjects and I'm collecting the subject at a single point of time. So I'm collecting the sales revenue of different companies. These are my multiple subjects and this is my single point of time. So this is my cross-sectional data. Fine. Now we have scales of measurements. So in scales of measurement, we have four types of scales of measurement: nominal scale, ordinal, interval, and ratio. What is a nominal? Nominal basically it represents the qualitative things, the labels, the names, the gender, age, weight, something like that. Okay. Now we have ordinal scale. What is ordinal scale? It is basically my nominal thing, but the names or the labels or anything, it is representing some order. It is representing some rank. So that is my ordinal scale. So we are having bad, good, average. We have excellent also. Then we have like if you're ranking someone like 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are ranking them. So one is the first rank, the second rank, the third rank. So there is some order. So that is an ordinal scale. Okay. Then we have interval scale. What is an interval scale? It is basically an ordinal scale, but we are representing the difference between them is represented by a fixed unit, right? So that is 10, 20, 30, 40, right? So 10 degrees Celsius is basically lower, like it's lower than 20 degrees Celsius, lower than 30 degrees Celsius, lower than 40 degrees Celsius. There is some order, but the difference between each of the units, it's fixed. Like the difference between 10 and 20 is 10, 20 and 30 is 10, 30 and 40 is 10. So it is representing with a fixed unit. So that is an interval scale. And also the thing is, the ratio is not meaningful here. We can't say the temperature, let's take this example, 20 and 40, right? So we took this example. So I can't say the temperature outside my room is twice the temperature inside my room. I can't say that. It doesn't make any sense. So ratio is not meaningful here. And the third thing is there is no absolute zero. What do you mean by no absolute zero? That means if I say it is 0 degrees Celsius, this zero doesn't mean nothing. It represents that it is the lowest freezing point. So no absolute zero means the zero thing, it means something. It doesn't mean the absence of a thing. Okay. Now in ratio scale is basically what? It's an interval scale, but the ratios are meaningful here. So if A is having 20 marks, B is having 40 marks. So I can say that B has scored twice the marks that A has scored, right? So the ratios that's little meaningful. It makes sense. So ratio scale in which the ratios are meaningful. And secondly, and we can do the arithmetic operations. We can do addition, subtraction, multiplication, divisions in ratio scale. And there is absolute zero. What do you mean by absolute zero? Absolute zero means if A has scored 0 marks, zero means nothing. There is absence. That's it. Nothing. There is no meaning to it. So that's an absolute zero. Okay. So these were all the things in week 1 content. I hope everybody understood the point. Okay. And if there is any questions, I want you to do the activity questions and everything. Then only you will understand the difference between the cases, the variables, or the scales and everything. Okay. So now I'm unmuting everyone, but first of all, I will be asking if you understood everything. Then I will be going one by one, okay, with each and every person. Okay, now you can unmute yourself, but please one by one.
Ma'am, there was a question.
Hello,
What
ma'am.
kind of variables are date and day of the week?
Sorry, what?
What kind of variables are date and day of the week? There was one activity question. I gave date is numerical and day is categorical, but they have marked it wrong.
Ma'am, I had a question in the practice assignment.
The practice assignment questions and activity questions, I will be taking that questions tomorrow.
Ma'am,
Taking
please
the
explain the
Ma'am,
numerical
you will
data
not
once
take
again.
questions, right?
Like suppose I had a doubt in that nominal variable and the ordinal variable. In if like suppose if we say the type of beverages like hot, cold, and warm, how is it ordinal scale? Shouldn't it be nominal scale?
Are you ordering it?
No,
Then
it's
it will be nominal.
it's nominal, right?
Yes.
Yes.
If you're ordering it, if it's stated in the question that it's in order, the cold will be the first one, then hot, then something. If you're ordering it, it's stated in the question, then it's an ordinal scale. If you're not ordering it, if it's not stated in the question, then it's a nominal scale.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. Actually, I had
Ma'am,
a
I
doubt in
have
the
one
classification
question
of
regarding
data.
this level.
In that, you had classified data in categorical and numerical data. But in numerical, we also had two types, discrete data and continuous data. You didn't explain that. I had a doubt in that.
Okay.
It's covered in week 3.
Discrete and continuous, it's very
Discrete and
confusing.
continuous,
Yes,
discrete
ma'am.
and continuous, it will be covered in week 3 as we said. So it's not in week 1. So numerical, we have just remember that there are two types of numerical data. We have discrete data and a continuous data.
But
Okay,
actually, there were questions regarding that in the assignment. So
Okay. See, the discrete. Muskan, can you just mute yourself?
तो कहीं को आई
Ma'am, can you explain the numerical once again? Numerical
क्या
scale.
करेंगे ऐसा यानी ऐसा बिहेव कर क्या बिहेव करा तेरे ये कोई यूं मुंह में यूं करके देखता है
I mean, question where it is asked, how can we understand whether a
Mute.
sample is a good representation of a population or not?
Just a second. Just let me clear one thing, one by one. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay. So numerical data. Okay. In numerical data, we have two types of data. First, we have discrete and we
Discrete,
have
yes, ma'am.
continuous.
Continuous.
Okay. Discrete is basically, we have a distinct values here. Okay. We are having 1, 2, 3, 4, something like we have distinct values. In
Yes, ma'am.
continuous, we are having in intervals. Let's suppose from 5 to 7. So in that 5 to 7, I'm having 5.5, I'm having 5.55, I'm having 5.56, like that. So we are having some interval values. So that is the continuous, and discrete is basically I'm having distinct values. That's it. That's
so
my
all
discrete
the
and
whole
continuous.
numbers or
Yes,
natural
ma'am.
numbers are discrete and the decimal values are continuous.
Decimal values are continuous. It depends upon the data. If I'm having one particular
If the
distinct
data
value,
shows
5.5,
interval, then it is continuous data.
sorry,
Ma'am,
I'm
if we
having
have in
5.5,
discrete data
5.1.
Ma'am, will
1.1,
pi be a
1.2,
continuous or discrete data?
1.3,
So basically, anything which has a decimal or anything, any fraction or something like that will be continuous, and
It is
everything
not
else will be
necessary.
discrete.
No, it's not necessary. It depends upon the data. Okay, so let's say if I'm having let's say if I'm having the square feet area of square
5.5.
feet area of a house. Okay, so my square foot
Yes, ma'am.
area are in this form. Let's say
Ma'am, your voice is glitching over and over right now. Can you fix it, please?
No, ma'am, your voice is audible clearly. You can.
Yes, ma'am. Voice
the
audible.
square feet area is
It's
like
a bit glitchy.
Yes, ma'am. Voice is audible.
66,000.78, then 65, 2.66, something like that. So I can't represent, like I'm having a whole bunch of data. So I can't represent these can't be my distinct values,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Distinct values
Yes, ma'am.
are basically like, let's say I'm having, it is representing the 1 BHK, 2 BHK, 3 BHK. Then again, I am having 1 BHK, 2 BHK, 3. So these are my distinct values, right? But I can't represent this value as a distinct. Like I would be having a bunch of data, right? So I would be representing the square feet as a interval. Like my square, the area that a room is between like 6,500 to 8,000, something like that. So I would be representing in this form. So that's my continuous data, and this is my discrete in which I'm having distinct values. That's it. Okay. So just like the discrete and continuous will be covered in week 3. So just don't worry about that. In week 1, it would be some simple questions only. What is a discrete and a continuous?
Excuse me, ma'am. Can you tell the examples of the following scales, like all the 4 following scales, and especially explain the numerical scale once again? A little bit confusion with the numerical one.
Ma'am, can you please give me another example of discrete and continuous?
Another example. Just
Yes,
do the
ma'am.
activity questions. Maybe you will understand more.
Ma'am, I am a little confused in that.
activity question में है.
See,
Ma'am, can you explain the absolute zero concept?
Yeah, I will explain that. Okay, so discrete and continuous, just go through the activity questions and everything. And if you then also you have a doubt, just ask me tomorrow. Fine? Because
Can you explain
discrete
the
and
scales?
continuous
Could please explain how to understand whether a sample is a representative of a population or not?
if you all speak together, then I won't be able to understand any one of you.
How to understand whether a sample is a good representative of the population? Here
Just a second. Okay, let me just tell you something. If I am if I'm clearing one doubt, if any one of you is having doubt in that particular topic, just ask me at that time. Understood? Then we will go through the other topic. Understood, everyone?
Okay, ma'am.
Good.
Yes,
So now
ma'am.
I'm clearing the doubt of C. So discrete and continuous, I hope everybody understood. If you're having C, discrete and continuous will be cleared more discretely in week 3. Okay, just remember
Okay,
what is the discrete and continuous. Discrete is basically distinct values. Continuous is basically that we can form in continuous. That's it. Just remember that. Just do the activity questions. Okay. And if then also you're having doubt, come tomorrow, I'll clear your doubt. Fine?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Doubts in activity question.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Ma'am, can you
Ma'am,
just explain the
practice section
Just a
tomorrow
second. Just a
discuss.
second. Just a second. So this discrete and continuous clear to everyone? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Doubt with discrete and continuous.
Yes, ma'am.
Wait a second. Wait a second. So anything which is a whole number or something like that will be in the discrete, and something with the like fraction, decimal, and negative number, and everything else will be in the continuous, right? Or is it something else?
See, the whole number and everything, it can be in decimal also. I told you, it depends upon the data.
No, like 1.0 will be in discrete and 1.1 another number will be in the continuous, right?
If I'm having a data in which I'm having 3 values, 1.0, 1.1, and 1.2, and it is representing once again 1.0, 1.1, 1.2. So this is my discrete data. There are only distinct values which are 1.0, 1.1, and 1.2. That's why I told you it depends upon the data. If it's in measurements, if it's units or something, then I would be denoting it in the intervals. This is our all decimal values, but it is a square feet, right? These are measurements. I can't represent them in a distinct values. So I would be having like tons of data, tons of distinct values. They are not distinct. They are not discrete values. So I would be representing them in a continuous variable. Understood? That's why I told you this thing will be clear more in week 3. Got it?
Okay,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Ma'am, once again, another doubt not related to this one. Can you explain the numerical scale once again? Numeral scale, sorry. Numeral scale once again.
Yeah, I'm coming up to that. I'm coming to that topic also. Now, I'm clearing the doubts for the scales of measurement. Okay. The person who is having doubts in this only will speak. Okay. I won't clear any other doubts.
Ma'am, I have a doubt in
Yes, ma'am. I have
interval
doubt
scale.
in the absolute
Ma'am,
zero
can you
concept.
please
just
differentiate between interval scale and ratio scale?
Ma'am, can an interval scale be converted into a ratio scale?
Ma'am, is there any case where interval scale and ratio scale are equal?
Numerical
Date is a
scale.
numerical scale or categorical data.
Huh?
Ma'am, can you give another example for interval scale?
Okay.
Interval scale. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So first of
Just
all,
a second, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. I have doubt related to tomorrow classes, as we are having two classes at the same time.
which two classes?
Ma'am, there is
Yes, ma'am.
computational thinking and open session for statistics also, 6 to
Yes,
8
ma'am. Yes,
p.m.
ma'am.
So how can we attend both the classes at the same time?
CT class is going from 6 to 8.
Different
Yes,
time,
ma'am.
ma'am. Different time. Math class 8 to 10 p.m.
No, when is your CT class?
Ma'am,
6 to 8 p.m.
Ma'am, 6 to
6
8 p.m.
p.m.
Yes, ma'am.
No, it's not
Okay, I'll
overlap.
see to that. Okay, fine. I'll see.
Ma'am, it's a TA session.
That's a TA session.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. The TA
Yes,
session and the
ma'am.
open session for the statistics are on the same time. So what do you have to do about it?
that depends upon if you have to attend the TA session or the open session. It depends upon.
Ma'am, what is TA session? Can you explain me, ma'am? TA session.
TA session is basically the TAs they take your class.
Okay.
Meaning of TA?
TAs,
Teaching
the
assistant.
students who have
Senior
already
assistants.
done the
Your
foundation and
seniors. Basically.
yeah, the students only, your seniors, you can say.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah.
Ma'am,
Okay, so scales of measurement, I'm going one by one. First is nominal scale. Nominal scale is basically which is representing the labels, the names, the gender, female. So if you see in this group, this player name, these are my nominal scale, right? Jersey number, these are my 10, 18. This is representing something, right? So these are my nominal scale. Okay, then we
Ma'am,
have
role is also nominal?
all rounder.
Ma'am, can you please define what defined as a nominal scale? Like what count as a nominal and what does not count as a nominal?
Ma'am use different color for different top like.
Okay.
Ma'am, I think nominal is for naming words, or it can be compared.
We can't add.
See, nominal scale is basically we are labeling something, we are naming something, we have gender. So in this table, if you see Sachin Tendulkar, Kohli, MS Dhoni, these are my labels. I'm having names, right? So these
Yes,
names,
ma'am.
these are my nominal scale, right?
Okay.
In role
Yes,
also, I'm
ma'am.
having batsman, I'm having batsman and WK, I'm having the all-rounder, I'm having bowler and everything. Right? So these are my some names. I'm labeling a person as batsman, and I'm also like in this table also, Anjali, Pradeep, these are my names. This is my nominal scale. Female, male, female, female, these are my gender. So this is my nominal scale, right? So basically, the thing, nominal scale is basically the variable which is like labels, or we are identifying a observation. So I'm identifying an observation, like Anjali is my observation. She is a female. This is my observation. So I'm labeling her as female, right? So my label, the gender, the names, and everything, these are my nominal scale, the simple thing, in which we cannot have any arithmetic operations. You are not ordering it or anything, nothing.
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
Got my point? We can
Yes,
have
ma'am.
blood
So
as well.
basically, any
jersey
label is
number will be
nominal.
nominal or
Correct.
ordinal.
Sorry?
Ma'am, jersey
Yes.
number will be ordinal or nominal scale.
Nominal.
Nominal.
Ma'am,
ma'am,
why, ma'am?
does
Because
birth rate is also nominal or not?
Sorry?
Birth
Jersey number nominal.
BOD.
Nominal.
ma'am, we can arrange jersey number in order. So why it is nominal?
Hey, jersey number
That's
is
it. No
not any
meaning.
order. It's not
No
representing
meaning
any
about
order. It's just a label of that player. That's it.
Ma'am, what about phone number? Phone number is ordinal or nominal?
It's nominal.
It is also nominal.
Ma'am, I have a little question. Roll
Ma'am,
number
date
and
is
sequence
ordinal.
number will be nominal or the ordinal? Roll number and sequence numbers.
Ordinal.
Ordinal.
Ma'am, do grades comes in nominal scales of measurement or ordinal?
Roll number
Grades.
should be nominal
Grades.
because we
No,
cannot
because
say
roll
one
number
roll
is
number is
like a
greater than
label
one.
now. Like it can be
Label,
used as
but
a label, so
it
it will be
roll
ordinal
number
or
should be
nominal.
nominal.
It is the order of
Nominal.
students.
It should be
It's a nominal.
No,
Nominal.
it's an ordinal.
You cannot
ordinal is
say one roll
nominal.
number is
Label,
greater than another.
Both are
it's
nominal.
representing a label, but it's in ordered, na?
See, serial number
Ordinal
can be short, so it's
Nominal.
ordinal, and roll number can't be 12, and after 12 there will be 13, not back 14. So I think it's ordinal.
And
You
date
can
is
order roll
ordinal.
numbers.
But
Date.
roll
Date is
numbers
not
also
ordinal.
represent people just like
Ma'am,
Jersey.
class will be
No, Jersey
nominal or
number is just a
ordinal.
Jersey number. You can just sort the Jersey
Nominal.
numbers 1 to
Last
8
nominal.
like that, but you cannot
Yeah,
order. 8
but
is
whole
greater
are
than
also
7,
sometimes
7
a
is greater
person.
than
It's not a
18.
number which has
So
any
in
value to
short,
itself.
okay,
Just
in
like
short,
this.
roll number, Jersey number that you told are all nominal scale, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Because roll
Yes.
number is what? We are just representing that person with the number. We are not ordering it. Got it?
Ma'am,
And
in
date is
exam
nominal.
hall,
Roll number is always written in
And
order
ma'am,
in the
classes,
registers.
in
It is
exam
not
hall,
randomized. That's why I'm
Classes
asking.
nominal.
So, but
Hello.
we are not ordering it like I can have like if you're see, roll number is basically representing that person. We are not calling the person with her name. We are just calling that person with the number. That's it. We are not ordering it. So it's not like the one comes first, the second comes. I can have a situation in which the second come first and the one can come first, right? We are not
Yeah.
ordering it.
And
But
what
in
if
Similar
the
there is a
name
fixed
comes
pattern that
under
one
alphabetical
second
order,
will
ma'am?
come after one, third will after second. And in this case,
ma'am, in
also for the
exam
sequence,
hall,
number
we
roll
pick
numbers are
roll
like
number wise.
Jersey numbers in school, right?
See, nominal scale is basically you're just labeling that person. You are, if it's gender, the name, the blood group, that the particular thing. That's it.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
we are not ordering it. We are not doing any calculation in that.
ma'am,
We are
Date
doing
is ordinal.
okay.
ma'am,
Date.
classes will be ordinal.
Ma'am, birth of
It's
date
under
is order.
Date and
alphabetical
day is
order.
ordinal or not?
Okay.
ma'am, just one thing. If
Are
something has
ordinal.
a property of sequence, then it will be ordinal or nominal. In the case of
Ordinal.
dates, roll numbers, and sequence number, if there is a sequence, I mean 1, 2, 3 like this, so it will be nominal or ordinal because there is a fixed pattern. Sequence is following to write
It's
down the data.
ordinal.
Sequence like
Sequence internal scalar. No. Nominal.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Roll number is nominal, you
What
say,
about
but
date, ma'am?
when
Date
we
and
are
day.
ordering that and
Yes.
asking people one by one, and then it can be ordinal or not.
can you repeat?
Roll
Roll number, you say roll number is nominal, yes? But we are ordering roll number 1, 2, 3 like that. When a teacher taking attendance in class, then it can be ordinal or nominal.
One
One by one,
see,
just like
yeah, so it depends. Okay, if I'm saying that my roll numbers they are according to the order. So one comes
yes, yes.
first, second comes
Well,
first,
we
then
are
that's an
ordering.
ordinal. Okay. But I'm just representing my roll number for the student. That is, this person is having roll number one, this person is having roll number two. That's it. I'm not specifying anything. I'm not telling that this is the roll numbers are in order or something, then it's a nominal scale. Fine.
Ma'am,
Yes.
in
And
this
date is
Ma'am,
a ordinal
I
scale or
have a
nominal
doubt,
scale?
ma'am.
Nominal.
Ma'am, admission number
Ma'am,
will be
will
ordinal or nominal scale.
Nominal.
will the
Guys,
sequence
wait
number
a
be
sec.
ordinal or nominal?
Ma'am, can we move to the next
Sequence
topic?
number.
What is the no absolute zero concept in the ratio scale and also in the interval scale? What is the
I mean, in this
absolute
topic,
zero
I have a
concept?
doubt the scales of measurement. There was a question like variables with an interval scale of measurement may be converted into ratio scale of measurement by performing which mathematical operation?
Ma'am, please give some other examples for ordinal scale. What if a teacher arranges the name of the students in an alphabetical order? Does it comes under nominal or ordinal, ma'am?
Nominal.
Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Now,
ma'am,
okay,
I
we
have
will
an
stop
interval
it.
scale by which mathematical operation I can convert it to a ratio scale. Addition, subtraction, or multiplication.
Multiplication.
Can you give another example for
Could you
interval?
please explain that? I cannot understand that actually. Means how can interval scale and ratio scale be converted?
Yeah, answer was subtraction, but I did not understand why.
Yes, ma'am, same.
Yes, ma'am. Please explain how interval can
Subtraction.
be converted in ratio scale with example.
Yes, ma'am. Same
Yes, ma'am.
question.
Means how the interval scale is getting converted to ratio and how subtraction is helping in that.
Interval scale is getting converted to ratio scale.
How we can convert interval scale into ratio scale?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it possible? If is it possible, then how it will be done with which mathematical operation?
It depends on the data. I think we can't convert interval
Can
interval
I share
scale.
the screen for the question?
We can convert it.
Just
By-
a second, just a
by-
second. Confusion.
Ma'am, is temperature in Kelvin a ratio scale of measurement?
Yes.
It is.
Ma'am, I had a doubt. If there is
Ma'am,
a
how can it be addition and
set-
subtraction when there is no true value for interval scale? It needs to be multiplication, right? Multiplication should be the correct option, right?
ma'am, can I go? Hello.
Yeah.
Ma'am, if we are having a situation that we are taking a grade A, B, C, D, E, and we have to make a list that the person who got A, B, C, and it includes the class student of the class. So this will come in ordinal or nominal scale of measurement.
Ordinal.
Ordinal.
Okay.
It's an ordinal scale of measurement.
But the grades are in nominal. Na? I am asking of grades A, B, C, D, E.
No, because A grade will mean the best, then B, then C. So
Yeah.
there is an order between them.
It's
That's
an
why we
order between A and B and C.
Grades are in ordinal data because we can order.
In interval scale, why can we not say that 40 degrees Celsius is twice of 20 degrees Celsius?
Because there is no
So
absolute
it's
zero. Means
absolute
if there is
temperature.
something absolute zero, then we can say that. 0 degree Celsius does not mean it is no temperature. Means
Yeah.
Hello, I want to ask something about the syllabus of quiz 2 examination.
Ma'am, are you there? Hello.
Yes, I'm there.
Can anyone
Ma'am,
please tell
please
me
clear
the
that doubt
syllabus of
now. How
quiz
we can
2?
convert interval? Please, bro,
Okay,
wait a
that
minute.
thing, I'll just check with that. Check with the topic, and I'll clear your doubt tomorrow. Okay?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
please can you
there
tell
is
me
the
the
absolute zero
syllabus?
concept, ma'am. I'm asking this.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm
Guys,
okay.
maintain
Just everyone. Okay,
I
I'm
mean,
going to give
interval
you the
scale, we
desktop.
can do addition, subtraction, multiplication 3 or only addition, multiplication. Interval scale.
Only addition and subtraction.
Okay.
Ma'am, please can you tell me about the syllabus of quiz 2 examination?
You know the quiz one syllabus?
Week
No,
8
ma'am, quiz 2.
I'm
from
talking about
week
quiz
4
one.
to week 8.
Ma'am, date of birth is nominal or ordinal scale?
Please stop asking the same doubt here.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, yes.
And please tell the
Please,
absolute
can
zero
anyone
concept
clear
first.
my doubt?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so
Confused हो
What
जाता है
absolute
term I
zero
have
is
in mind?
basically what? So in interval scale, we have no absolute zero, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you mean by no absolute zero? See, absolute zero means that zero is represent. Okay, in general, what is zero representing? Zero is representing that there is an absence of thing, right?
Not absolute.
There is
Yes, ma'am.
absence of something.
Absolute zero.
Yeah, there is an absence. But in interval scale, we are saying that there is no absolute zero. That means if I'm representing something as zero, it doesn't mean there is nothing. It is representing something. So if I'm representing 0 degrees Celsius, 0 degrees Celsius is basically what? The freezing point, right?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
That means my 0 degrees Celsius, the zero value is
Freezing point.
representing something. So that's why it is stated that it is no absolute zero. Fine. So if I say, okay, if you see in your mobiles, we are representing zero, this thing at midnight. Do you see this
Yes,
thing?
ma'am.
So is
Yes,
this
ma'am.
value denoting that there is no time?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
It is
No,
representing
ma'am.
that it is
It is
12
12
o'clock
o'clock.
No, ma'am.
AM.
12
Correct?
a.m.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So that is interval scale. So no absolute zero is what? My zero is representing something. It is not representing the absence of something.
Nothing.
Okay. Now we have absolute zero. In ratio scale, we have absolute zero, right? What is absolute zero? Absolute zero, that means my zero is representing the absence of things. Okay. If I'm saying my weight is zero, that means nothing, right? If my marks is zero, that means nothing.
Nothing. Yes, ma'am.
Got my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And one example is Kelvin of temperature. If I'm saying that it is 0 Kelvin, that means no
Something.
energy is there,
No energy is there.
Existence.
existence or anything.
It
Okay.
again.
Now you got the point of absolute zero.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Explain it again, please.
Which one?
Kelvin 0. No energy.
Which
Absolute
topic?
zero, everything fine.
See,
Zero,
absolute zero is means
no
that zero should represent, like in general, the zero should represent some absence of things, right? Okay, so absolute zero in interval scale, we have no absolute zero. That means my zero is representing something. In 0 degrees Celsius, it is representing freezing point. 0 semicolon 0, it is representing that it is 12 o'clock AM. These two are not representing that there is nothing. Okay. But in ratio scale, if I'm stating my weight is 0, my marks is 0, so it is representing nothing only. My weight is 0, that person is not there. Marks is 0, that means I got 0, that is nothing. I didn't give the paper or something, or that nothing is there, right? So that's a 0, the absolute 0, and this is no absolute 0. Understood?
Ma'am, what about
But
blood pressure? Blood pressure.
Blood pressure.
Yes, ma'am. Blood pressure can be ratio or what?
Yes, blood pressure should be ratio because 0 means there will be no pressure.
Ma'am, I have a question related to this same thing. In the examples of this absolute zero ratio and interval, there was given that just like temperature, GPA is also interval. So how can we say there is no absolute zero? Because if we say, let's say that someone gets zero in GPA, that means he has nothing. So it should not be an interval, right?
Yeah,
It
it's not
should
in the
be it
value.
should be same as a ratio scale, I guess.
But
Like marks.
in the lectures given in the portal, it was written in examples that just like temperature, GPA is also an example of interval.
Grade doesn't include in that. It include in ratio.
GPA. I
Yeah, but
can show you exactly
GPA
where it
also
was given to you.
GPA also comes in grades now.
Yeah, I remember I have also written this.
Yes, means why is GPA interval?
It's
GPA. Is there any
Yes.
in practice assignment or something?
We
No,
can
it was given
perform arithmetic operation
in
on
the
GPA,
lecture.
right?
Okay. So you're
give me a
saying
second.
Be
I
the
will
scope
just
of
find the
GPA is from
exact
4 to 8.
lecture and tell you in which lecture it is given.
okay, fine.
GPA should be placed in the same category as marks, right?
Right, that was only I am telling na, that it includes in grade only.
Okay. So ratio interval absolute 0 is clear.
Yes.
Ma'am, rating is interval or ordinal?
For internal scale,
Sorry,
Rating includes
rating is what?
Interval or
Interval.
ordinal. Like in the lecture, it was said it's in ordinal, and in the practice assignment 1.2, the answer was it is interval. That's why I'm confused.
What's the question?
Rating comes under interval scale or ordinal scale?
It should be in order.
Ordinal, right? In the practice assignment, answer is given as interval.
Yes, ma'am.
It depends on the
Because
question.
that was the numerical
But
variable, ma'am. The average rating was there because there was
Lecture
an
4.
interval. That's why.
It was whole numbers. It was in a table.
Ratio is interval. Average
In
of
the
ratio.
lecture 4 of the statistics week 1 course, in at 17th minute 17th second, we can see that in its interval scale examples, it's given that temperature and GPA both are included.
GPA is basically like your CGPA, right? You're talking about that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So that's an interval. Okay. So
Ma'am, I interval. There is no to exist.
your voice is breaking.
Yeah. That was someone else, not me.
Okay.
So, my main question is that how can there be no absolute zero in CGPA? Because if someone gets 0 marks in everything, that means he got nothing. So it should not be included in interval scale, right?
Zero CGPA is
Like CGPA is calculated with marks only, na. So if marks are 0, then that can be also 0.
Yeah, but marks, CGPA is the average, not the.
So if all the marks are 0, then it will be 0, right?
Yeah, but we are calculating according to the average, na, not a single.
Average of all the zeros are 0.
So what does okay? So if you say that, then tell me what does 0 CGPA signifies? Because just like ma'am said, that 0 time can say that it's
You are
midnight
not
and
getting it. We are CGPA
Yeah,
basically means the
it's the
average of
same
all
as
the
0.
frequency.
It's the
It
same as
doesn't
0
include the
marks. Like if
frequency.
0 marks says that the student has not attended the test, 0 CGPA also says the same.
yes, then
see
why
zero
is it
CGPA. See,
included
we are
in
CGPA. We are calculating the average. Okay. So
Yeah,
zero CGPA
Yes,
does not
ma'am.
mean that he did not attempted any of the exams. He
it could be.
attempted something. Maybe something happened. That's why he got some zero CGPA, right? So like zero means that he didn't do anything. 0 marks means he didn't do anything in the stats or in maths exam. He didn't write anything. That's why he got zero, right? He didn't do anything.
yes.
Zero
We can
CGPA, we
understand.
can say, yeah.
We can understand in this term also that basically the definition of CGPA is the average of the all the frequency. But according that you are telling it's marks is 0, then how could be a CGPA 0? Right?
CGPA is the average of all the marks.
Yeah, that it's a term. It's a term, not a frequency.
Oh, then if let's say you got 0 in all the exam.
Yeah, it's a different point, but you are asking that CGPA does come in interval or ordinal, right?
Interval or ratio.
Yes.
Okay.
It
I
comes
just
under
have one
interval because
question that
zero doesn't mean that he didn't do anything. It's just that he got zero CGPA, but he must have
Let's
like
take an example that if someone got there's a 5 subject and in 4 subject they got 0 and in one they got 1, then what would be the average?
Average will be 0.2.
okay, no, ma'am, what you just said
It doesn't.
started to make some sense that even if he got 0, it still means that he did something, not an
yeah, like
absent.
there is some like he did like it doesn't mean that he didn't do anything or he didn't do any achievements or he didn't score anything or he didn't had any ability. We can't say that, right?
Yes,
But
ma'am.
it's
Like
the same as marks. Like if someone attended the test and they answered all the questions, but they were wrong in all the questions, then also they'll get the 0 marks. So
You're
it is same
simply
as
making
CGPA.
this topic more hectic.
see, in interval scale, the ratios are see, there are 3 points. Interval scale, no absolute zero. Ratios are not meaningful. Okay, and there is like the difference are representing with a fixed unit. Okay, and in ratio scale, the ratios are meaningful and there is absolute zero. So all of these points should cover. So whenever you are going through any like if you are taking any this CGPA temperature or something, just go with all the 3 points. If all the 3 points are fulfilling, then that's an interval or either it's a ratio scale. Fine.
Ma'am,
That's
can
what
we
I'm telling you.
convert
Okay.
an
The thing is,
interval
just go
scale?
with the activity questions, just go with the practice assignment questions. You will get to know more about like how to do like the difference between all the topics, all the
Guys, as you proceed ahead,
Okay,
ahead week, you
And
will
the
get
very
it
first question
everything.
that is that if I have an interval scale and I have to convert into a ratio scale, then which operation should we do? That part I cannot understand. Means how
that
to at all
I
convert.
will tell you
Yes,
tomorrow. Like
ma'am.
I have to see to that topic.
It
I'll
was in
just
practice assignment 1.1, question number
okay, fine.
6.
Okay, fine. I'll check that and I'll come back with the explanation tomorrow. Fine.
And in the beginning, I was unable to ask one doubt that how can we understand that whether a sample is a good representative of the population or not? In certain questions, they were asking. In some questions, it is good representation. In some question, it is not. How to understand?
It should be a random.
It should be random, but a sample is a good representative of population or not? How to understand?
Let's take an example. If there are 10 students in a class and you are taking 5 as a sample, right? And in 5, you are taking 3 as a girls and 2 as a boys. Is this a good sample or does this represent a good sample? No, no, because girls are 3 and boys are 2. Though it should be a
Actually, there was
random.
a question that 400 freshmen are randomly selected from all the departments at Delhi University. Uh, is the sample a good representative of the population?
If
Yeah, it is.
they picked all the students from the same department, so I don't think it's a good
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they
representation.
not
selected
because
everyone from the same, only a single department. So it's basically
yeah.
not a
I also gave that not
representative set.
good representative, but the answer it is saying it is a good representative. It is from the peer deck slide.
Can you read out the whole question?
Yes, 400 freshmen are randomly selected from all the departments at Delhi University to determine the average score obtained by the freshmen of Delhi University. Is the
Okay,
sample?
he said all departments, so
It
it's
says
a
all
good representative.
department, all
Yes,
department.
representative.
Yes,
Ah,
all department.
yeah, simply it's a good representation. So
Representative of.
If let's say it was that we only had taken the representatives from one department, one single, then it would have been a bad sample.
Now you got it?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
my
please.
question is,
Yes, ma'am.
which is the scale used to measurement?
what?
Which scale to use for measurement?
Hello, ma'am. Please explain descriptive and inferential statistics.
Descriptive. Okay.
Measurement basically
Ma'am, big
depends
confusion
on
for
the
descriptive and inferential statistics. Please clear the doubt.
See, descriptive is basically if you're calculating the average, the median, some basic things, we are just summarizing the data. This is the average of the data. This is the median of the data. You're just summarizing the data. That is a descriptive. Okay. Inferential is what? You're concluding something. You're concluding about the data. You're concluding some futuristic thing. Okay. You're
Yeah,
just,
okay.
sorry.
Yeah, I understood, ma'am.
Understood? Yeah, that's an
Yes, ma'am.
inferential. If you're having a conclusion, that's an inferential. If you're just summarizing, that's a descriptive. That's it. Fine.
Okay, fine.
Should all structured data have a unit?
Depends upon the data. If it's having units or not.
No,
Very
You're not
if
simple.
it's
audible.
a jersey number,
There are no units.
jersey number is
It's
not
just
a
a
unit.
simple. Meghna, can you just mute yourself?
टमाटर का छिलका उतारना है।
I mean, this data
नहीं,
sheet
उल्टा
you
हो
are
गया।
showing, each
Ma'am,
name of the player should be the
which
case or the
scale
serial
used
number
for
should be the case.
measurement, ma'am?
देख लो छोटे छोटे हुआ तो और बढ़ाना पड़ेगा एकदम मुझे
Meghna, can you
It
just mute
depends.
yourself?
It depends on
Ma'am, you yourself, you can mute her. So
Ma'am, which
scale of
scale
measurement.
used for measurement?
It depends on which you want to. It's maybe kilometer or meter. It depends on.
Ma'am, those who don't have any doubt, can they leave the
Yeah,
session?
you can leave. Sure.
Thank you so much.
Guys, I just want to ask something. According related to the assignment, is everyone assignment deadline 11th June or different?
it's same for
everyone.
For week one, it's
Uh,
same.
For week
Is
11 June
is
only.
anyone there for? Is anyone here? Is anyone here having improvement of this stipend?
No.
All all are new now.
All are
Okay.
new.
But ma'am, I still did not understand that why can we not say that 40 degrees Celsius is twice of 20 degrees Celsius?
Yes, ma'am. Same doubt.
Like twice of?
Like
Yes,
in
ma'am.
40 degrees Celsius is
interval scale, you gave the example of degree Celsius. That ratio is not defined. We cannot say that 40 degrees Celsius is twice of 20 degrees Celsius. Why can we not say that?
Is the question of physics.
There's nothing
Ma'am,
of
is
physics
it
here.
because there is no absolute zero?
Yeah, see that's what I
There is no
told you.
But ma'am, 40
How
degree
is
is twice as 20. No, I mean it's two times.
There are
40
certain
degrees
rules
twice as
given.
20. So
There are
how
clear
can
rules given that the scale should have an absolute zero or not. You should just follow the rules, and if it is, you know the answer. There is nothing to doubt about that. You don't doubt the rules, you just follow them.
But how is 40 degrees C or 20 degrees is concerned with absolute zero?
That's because temperature is a degree of hotness and coldness. So that's why you can't be sure that 40 degree will feel the same or twice of 20 degree.
yeah,
It's not
yeah,
same.
yeah.
Can I say something about it?
Can I ask a little question?
We
Yes.
I
Can I
think
ask
there
a
is a
question?
reason for that because 20 degrees Celsius is roughly about 200 to 300 kelvins, and 40 degrees Celsius is around 350 degrees Kelvin. So it's not the double if you think.
मैम
You
लीव
can't
कर
say
सकते
that
हैं
it's
मैम?
double that. In temperature,
Ma'am,
you can
I have
never say that it's
that,
double
ma'am.
that.
Yes, you are right. Yes.
Can I ask a question now?
What's your question?
Can you just explain the case and variable? Yeah,
Yes,
how
ma'am.
specifically what is the case? Like variable, okay, anything unique and etc. But specifically, can you explain what is the case? Like a
Yes,
proper
ma'am.
application.
Ma'am, related to that only, ma'am, the Excel data sets you are showing the players' names. Ma'am, each player's name will be the case, or the serial number will be the case, because players' name, the two players can have same name, but serial number is unique and unique. No two serial numbers can be same. So serial number should be the case. Each 1, 2, 3, 4, or the each player's name will be the case.
Name of
neither
the
serial
particular
number
player
Yes,
is
ma'am.
nor
a
name
Serial.
case.
is the case?
Ma'am, but you said that
Neither
case should be
serial
unique. Two
number
players can have
nor
same name, but serial
name
number
is the
cannot be
case.
same.
The whole row is a
Hello?
the complete row is a case, neither the serial number nor the name.
So regardless what happened, the row will be the case regardless.
Column represent variables.
Like regardless the value, the row
Ma'am, are
will
you
always
there?
be the case, huh?
Yes, yes.
No, means
Each
we
row
cannot say
is
any
a
cell of a row to be the
case.
case. The at
Hello?
the beginning from which we are collecting the data, that should be the case.
Can you speak one at a time? Also, can you please
Ma'am,
explain the case?
what is the difference between time series data and cross-sectional data?
Okay, just a
Cross-sectional
second. Can you,
data is
okay,
for a
for the cases and everything, can you just go to activity question
Ma'am, your voice
1.2?
is quite low. Can you please turn up? Can you please increase the volume of your voice?
Is your system's volume?
The audio is way too low to hear properly. Can you please
Ma'am, I
increase?
had solved activity question from there only. I'm asking one doubt. Can I
Just
ask?
a second. For the case and variable, can you just go to activity question 1.2?
Ma'am, can you speak a bit louder? There is some problem happening in your voice. Can you speak a bit louder?
Yes, ma'am, your voice is very low.
What about others?
Ma'am,
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, it's
It's
fine.
clear,
It's
ma'am.
barely audible.
It's clear.
Ma'am, it's very
Yes,
low.
ma'am, it's okay. They are only
It's
having a
barely
problem.
audible, ma'am.
Please use headphone, bro.
Give
It
me the
is
money. I
audible,
will buy
but
my own headphone. Okay.
little bit slow.
Ma'am, I have gone to
Okay,
activity
type your
question
number in the
1.2.
text.
Ma'am, your voice is audible.
Ma'am, date
Okay.
of birth is ordinal or nominal scale?
No.
Ma'am, I had a doubt in 1.2 question 4, like how temperature is the case. I think it should be time.
Temperature is not a case.
The answers, I think they're mixed up a bit.
The answer is like, what's your answer?
No, like I marked the answer as time. It showed it as wrong. It's showing temperature is the answer.
Mine is showing that the temperature is a variable, not a case. Okay, so like,
Good evening.
Ma'am, pin code is numerical variable or not?
can you do any arithmetic operations on that?
No,
So is that a numerical?
no.
Then
Can you repeat the explanation like about the all structure data should have unit or not? Because I didn't hear you because of the some noise.
sorry, I couldn't get you. What structure data?
Should all should structure data have a unit? Should all structure data have a unit? Because
Structure
No, it's not
doesn't mean that.
necessary.
Yeah,
It does-
doesn't mean that it should have
Ma'am,
a.
if our data is in tabular
because
form, does it necessarily imply it is structured?
because in the question activity question 1.2, the sixth question, it stated that uh, it's a false statement because but unit is like the case, right? So every must in a like in a every data there should be unit.
A unit, like you're saying, like the unit of measurement you are asking about.
I'm not sure because in the equation it's only mention unit.
No, ma'am, he's asking about the unit. I mean, unit in the sense centimeter, kilometer, weight in kg, grams. That unit
No,
he's
I'm
asking
I'm
about.
not
Not,
I'm not sure about the unit. It's a measurable unit or
but that
the case
in
unit
that
because
question
in
they were
the
asking about that unit only, the kgs, centimeters, not the unit of measurements. So does the structure data, it is need to be then have a specific
No,
unit
it's not
for
necessary.
the
See, if
structure
you
data?
see this data, are you seeing any units here?
No, ma'am.
Right. So, but this is the structured data, right?
Structure
because
itself
the statement is that all the structure data have unit. You have to select
Yes,
this
ma'am. That
two
statement was
statement.
correct.
Yeah, it should be
That unit, they
that
mean
is
the unit.
incorrect. That is incorrect.
Okay.
Where is the question given?
Yes, incorrect है वो
Activity
incorrect.
question 1.26.
Okay, see,
Sixth
at
question.
6 o'clock you have a session, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, ma'am, there is
So,
no class today.
We do
This
have
was
a
the
fine.
only
Please do any
session
session
today.
at
Ma'am,
6
from the
o'clock.
beginning, I'm trying to ask a doubt that date and day of a week, they are which type of data? Numerical and categorical or both categorical?
date is a nominal
Ma'am,
categorical.
continue.
Numerical. Numerical or
Means the question was date and day, or which type of data. Options were given numerical and categorical, and both categorical. Which will be?
It has to be categorical, right? Because there are fixed number of like days in a month. Like it's either 30 or it's either 31.
Yeah, so both are
But we can
both are categorical basically
but
because
we
you
can
can't do
we can perform addition on dates, like if it is 5 of any month and we add 5 days, it becomes 10 of that month, so we can
How
perform
is this
addition and
possible
subtraction.
that we
Okay,
can
why
add
you will
date?
add that, bro, and how it is possible to add the dates?
You are adding
But
days
you
to a day.
cannot perform addition
Ma'am,
or
I
like
have one question.
multiplication
Activity
on dates.
1.1.
the activity questions will be taken tomorrow.
I have a
Okay, suppose today is 9th June and I add 5 days to it, it will be 14th June. So I can perform addition. So why is that categorical?
Temperature measure
Days to a date.
Okay,
That's
for
listen. Tomorrow I will be taking the activity questions, the practice assignment questions tomorrow, all the
Yes,
doubts.
ma'am.
Okay? I'm
Yes,
just
ma'am.
asking if you're having any other doubts in the theory part. That's it. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
And theory part one
class
doubt
Can
I
you give
have.
an example of ordinal scale?
Excuse me, ma'am. In the
Okay,
theory
ma'am.
part, one doubt I have. In the data set you are showing, means from the beginning I am saying that the each player's name will be the case or the serial number will be the case. I do not understand.
Listen, one by one. We'll be
Yes.
taking the activity questions, the practice assignment questions tomorrow, all the
Yes,
doubts.
ma'am.
Okay? I'm
Ma'am,
just
from what the theory today we explained, from there I have one doubt that the data set you are
Okay,
showing,
ma'am.
theory part one doubt I
Yes,
have,
ma'am.
players
Thank
names,
you.
each player's name will be the case or the serial number will be the case.
just a second. Only me will talk. That's it. Nobody else.
Player's name will be the case or the serial number will be the case. I do not understand.
Hold on, guys, hold on.
Bro, please mute yourself who's not talking, please.
The practice assignment
From the
questions tomorrow,
beginning
all
I'm
the
trying
doubts.
to ask, please ma'am,
I'm just
do I don't understand.
Please
From
one
there
by
I have
one
one
ask.
doubt that the data set you are
Hello.
showing, theory part one doubt I
Yes,
have,
ma'am.
players
Thank
names,
you.
each player's name will be the
Ma'am,
case
you
or
are
the
Ask
not
serial
one by
audible,
one,
ma'am.
one by
Yeah.
one.
That's it.
Quiet. Guys, please quiet.
the serial number will be
अरे रुक जा भाई, रुक जा.
वो बोले जा रहा है
कोई सिविक सेंस ही नहीं यार तुम लोगों को यार, एक बार
लाइन
में
से
एक तो
पूछो
बोलो भाई।
भाई.
तो
कोई साला बोले जा रहा है लगातार.
सब लोग म्यूट कर लो, सब लोग म्यूट कर लो।
सबसे
हाँ, सब लोग
वर्स्ट
म्यूट कर
यही
लो.
है. कोई सेंस ही
बोले
नहीं.
जा रहा, रुक रहा नहीं है.
हाँ भाई ये तू चुप हो जा।
Okay.
Ma'am, I have a doubt regarding certificate. My AWS certificate is rejected, and what
Please
will we do?
contact
for
the support team. I don't know anything about it.
Ma'am, one little question. Like you said in the salary chart right here in the data set, if all the variables are the same, will they be variable or the case?
What do you mean by variable?
Ma'am, I mean, you said in the variable and case definition, the variable is something which has a unique value regardless, right? And in the table, there is a salary column in which everything is every value is same, that is 30,000. Like you said, the 30,000 will be variable still, regardless of the if all the variables are the unique value.
Can you just mute yourself?
Like in the
What do you
salary
mean by
column,
variable?
the value is not unique. I mean, will it still be a variable or not?
Ashita, can you just mute yourself?
A unique value, regardless, right? And then every value is same, that is 30,000. Like you, 30,000 will be variable still, regardless of the if all the variables are unique value.
Ashita, can you just mute yourself?
Like
What do you mean by variable? Variable is, what do you mean by variable? Variable is that you can, that the values that varies. So is my 30, like this column, the salary column, is it varying?
No, not very.
It is constant.
It's constant. So is it a variable?
Oh, it is not a variable. Because variable it varies.
Correct. So that's it.
So
Please
is it
don't.
case?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
if all names are Anjali, then it will be variable or not?
Case. I mean, it will be variable or case, man.
Just remember that the columns are variable and the rows are cases. That's it. Any other question?
And
No, ma'am.
those
Doubt.
are the cases related to that
And
only.
please repeat.
The columns are okay.
In the
Just
concept of
be doing some questions like we will like if you're doing okay, just come with the activity questions, and with that I will be explaining it to you what is a case and what is a variable. Is it fine?
I have done the activity
Yes, ma'am.
question just from today's
Yes,
data set.
ma'am.
You had shown the player name data set. I understood that each row is a case, but you are saying that each player's name is a case. Means each player's name will be the case, or the serial number will be the case, because two players can have same name, but serial number will be always unique. The case means the unit of data collection, that I understood, but in the option, if it is given the player's name and the serial number, which one to choose?
Bro, they will not form this type of question. They are from IIT Madras. Yeah.
Let
You
ma'am
won't be
speak.
having, just don't confuse yourself too much.
Yeah, simply making it more haptic.
You are making it more complicated.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Don't create extra doubt.
Don't put your head
Just
on the
go with the
question.
topic, just go with the concept and everything, and do the question clearly. You won't be, they won't be asking you these type of questions. Now you got it?
Go with the flow. You will get it everything
Yeah, ma'am.
later weeks.
One thing I want to
Getting
say,
confused
in the
by so
tomorrow
many
session, how
questions.
will you will go with them? I mean, first you will take the activity question, then practice, then graded assignment, or just the random we have the doubts?
I won't be taking the graded assignment. I will just be clearing your doubts for the activity questions and the practice assignment. So I
And
will
can
be
you
going
go through
for
the
activity
flow
one
of?
by one. First
Oh
1.1,
yes, ma'am.
1.2, 1.3, like that, then the practice assignment.
Yeah, ma'am, that's
Okay.
great.
And I
Okay.
don't need, like, I don't want anyone else, like, I don't need, like, today you all spoke at once, right? I need one by one should speak one by one. That's it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone
Yes,
should
ma'am.
maintain decorum in the class.
At least you should maintain
yes,
some decorum.
ma'am.
There
Hello.
are 300 of people, I get that, but please just, if one is talking, just rest of them, you should mute yourself. Let that person complete his thing, then you guys can talk. Understood?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
understood.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I don't want this thing to be repeated again tomorrow. Is it fine?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. So I'm just asking, is the theory thing, see, it's already 6 o'clock. Okay, fine. We are going to end this session now. I think you guys have the one session maths or something, I guess, PT or Python, I guess.
It's Python.
Can I
No,
ask
ma'am.
Python. Yeah. So you should attend that. So now I will be ending this session. Was the theory fine with everyone? The theory is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
can I ask
Yes, ma'am.
One
Yes,
last
ma'am.
question of the
Yes.
theory.
It got complicated.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
Ma'am,
See,
one
and
last question.
tomorrow
If a data is in a tabular form, does it necessarily mean it is structured?
No.
you should know what is a structured and unstructured. Structure is basically what? What do you mean by structure? If you're given a data, can't you just identify whether it is a structure or unstructured? Can you define? Just think
Yeah.
about it.
Structured means it is organized and it has some context.
Correct.
You are only giving the answer and you are only confused.
Can I ask the last question, please?
Yes.
It's regarding descriptive and inferential. So, like, are we classifying this based on the agenda of the study holder or depending on the data? Because
It depends on the
depends upon
information
the
that is coming from it.
yeah. Please let ma'am answer the question.
So basically, so if you are like, see, descriptive is basically I'm just answering the question, what's the average thing? What's the, like in that question, in that table, the average boiling and the runs scored by the particular player and all. I'm just, see, it depends upon the agenda of the person who is collecting the data, what he wants.
Okay. So inferential data is kind of a predictive statistics, right? Can we
Yeah.
understand it like that?
Yeah.
Okay. And with same data, if we change our agenda with the same data set, we can produce both the studies, right? Both
Yeah.
the descriptive and inferential.
Correct.
Okay. So we'll be answering the question on only on the basis of the agenda of the study.
The data of the person. Correct.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
One more thing, that what are the tools of inferential data analysis?
Sorry?
Tools of inferential data analysis. What are those tools? Like mean, median, mode, we are for descriptive statistics. Then for inferential, what we are having?
Inferential, you have test statistics, right? You have hypothesis testing and everything is there.
Hypothesis. Okay.
Ah.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes.
Doubt in the concept of case and variable. I told that M recorded. Why same?
Yeah.
You are not audible.
Your voice is breaking.
I have a doubt in the case as the professor. The case same recorded.
You don't have a stable connection, bro.
Okay, guys.
मैम लीव कर सकते हैं अब?
Yeah, you can leave if you want.
Ma'am,
Okay. Yeah.
in this in continuous, like the topic of continuous and discrete, if we have different numbers, just like 1, 1.5, 1.6, and 1.7 and 2, then it will be discrete or continuous.
Discrete.
Yes, it would be discrete.
Why?
Because you have a distinct values, right?
Yeah. And it
There
will be
are only 4 or 5
continuous.
values. That's it. There are distinct. But if I have tons of values, like, see, continuous and discrete, that topic will be cleared in week 3. Do you get my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Okay.
one small thing. I wanted to know where I could find the links for these discussions, the Zoom links, because I've not been able to
It is
find them.
streaming. It is streaming on the YouTube. You can find it there.
It is on YouTube. You can. It is on the calendar also.
Ma'am, is the TA session also being recorded at this time? Or,
Yes, I think it's recording.
it's streaming on YouTube, or would we get some charts?
I think you will be given the recorded session and all. Be recorded.
Okay, we will find it in the calendar itself.
Class today?
You will find it in
TSS and recorded provided, ma'am.
Sorry?
TSS and recorded मतलब प्रोवाइड करवाया जाएगा.
अरे नहीं भाई, रिकॉर्डिंग अपलोड होगा.
Okay.
Okay then. So shall we end the session now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I
Good
know
night,
you are
ma'am.
a bit worked up by students asking you questions, but I have my first and last doubt. Can you just brief us about the assignment which has the deadline 11th June?
Sorry, I couldn't. What?
What is that?
Assignment.
Ma'am,
Assignment
can you
deadline.
just brief us about the assignment which has the deadline 11th June?
Yes.
Graded?
That's the graded assignment 1, right? For the week 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I think for
ये
every
डिस्कस नहीं होगा ना, ये
subject,
तो
it's
डेडलाइन के बाद ही.
week, sorry, 11 is the deadline for graded assignment 1.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I have a doubt. Could you just brief me about the ratio scale?
Actually, this meeting is going to get closed now, so I'll be explaining it to you tomorrow. Fine?
Oh, okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any other class today?
यूज 2 हम लोग का बस होगा ना मैम एग्जाम.
Not showing my clarity.
Okay, so okay, guys, I'm going to end this meet right now.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank
ma'am.
you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, ma'am.
Please go through the
Thank
topic
you.
once again. Maybe you will get to know more about it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank
Okay,
you,
ma'am.
Yeah,
everyone.
okay,
Have a
ma'am.
great day ahead. Thank you
Okay,
so
ma'am.
much.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello.
Am I, ma'am, I wanted to ask something that I know it's a technical problem, and I have talked to some other seniors too about this, and they told me what to do, and I have done that too. But I just had one more question that I can see the quiz date on my platform. So I have written to the support team an email about that, but I just wanted to know what's the date of the quiz one because it's not written anywhere.
The quiz one, I think it's July 13.
मैम बट
Okay.
ये डैशबोर्ड में मैम मैम शो कर रहा है कि ओनली यूज 2 होगा.
See, everything will be there in the course introduction that thing. So just go through in that column. There would be something some link and all is there. Just go through that. You will get to know.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, in the course introduction, there are general instruction and important things. Just go into that column, and I think you will there you can get the grading document and everything, the calendar, the academic calendar and everything. You will get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
वो सब्जेक्ट ऐड नहीं हो रहा है.
Excuse me, ma'am. Hello.
Yes.
Can I ask one question, ma'am? I have a doubt.
What?
Ma'am, a question that Central Pollution Control Board wants to check the air quality index of all major cities in India after Diwali to decide if air pollution is reaching unhealthy levels. To do so, they have come up with a list of all the major cities and their respective AQI levels and want to determine which cities among the list have an AQI level greater than 100. So what kind of statistics does the above analysis come under?
Is it
Can you?
activity question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that I will take tomorrow. Is it fine?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.